Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy has responded to the fact that George Lucas didn't like the first of her new Star Wars films, The Force Awakens.
If you hadn't heard, Lucas was apparently disappointed with The Force Awakens, which was revealed in Disney CEO Bob Iger's autobiographical memoir. Keep in mind, this isn't coming from Lucas directly, but according to Iger, Lucas said there was nothing new about The Force Awakens, and there weren't enough visual or technical leaps forward.
Now Kennedy has responded. In an interview with Rolling Stone, she expressed how it can sometimes be difficult for a creator to pass on the torch. She said, quote, "I think there's plenty of examples where people create something that is fundamental to who they are, where it's difficult letting go and watching that become something different. So I think initially that was difficult for George. I don't think he anticipated how hard that would be."
Remember that Lucas handpicked Kathleen Kennedy to take over Lucasfilm, knowing she would be the one making new Star Wars movies. But it's hard to blame him for feeling a bit of seller's remorse. He did create one of the most beloved and lucrative franchises in history, and he's had control over it for decades, for better or for worse, so it shouldn't be a surprise that he's not exactly happy watching someone else take the wheel.
Kennedy went on to explain how director J.J. Abrams put his own personal mark on Star Wars with The Force Awakens, and that might be what agitated Lucas, saying, quote, "J.J. came into The Force Awakens with such enthusiasm and frankly reverence for Star Wars and for George, and he had to find what was personal for him. He had to make it his own. Every director who comes into a movie has to make something their own. They have to find themselves in the storytelling, and then that's going to become a different point of view." And I think that's all George was reacting to.
Now, Iger's book might make it sound like Lucas is being a lot more negative than he actually feels when it comes to The Force Awakens. And to that end, Kennedy shared, quote, "George Lucas may not agree with every choice JJ made. He may not agree with every choice The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson made, but he appreciates the filmmaking. That I know. And he so appreciates, for instance, what ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, which is Lucasfilm's visual effects arm, has done in the work of these movies. I mean, that's a company he created, and he just continually tells me how astounded he is by how far things have come and how now whatever comes into your mind can be achieved."
This seems to contradict what Lucas said about The Force Awakens not having enough visual or technical leaps forward. So perhaps Lucas has come around since then, and he has been impressed with the filmmaking prowess of more recent films like Rogue One and The Last Jedi.
That light speed maneuver though.
So good.
And we know that Lucas visited the set of The Mandalorian, which Kennedy offers as proof that he still gets caught up in the excitement of a new project taking place in the Star Wars universe.
One last tidbit from the Rolling Stone interview, Kennedy was asked if she thought Lucas could be lured back for a one-off Star Wars production in the future. And she said, quote, "I doubt it. But listen, I think it would be fantastic if he would be interested in doing that again, but I doubt it."
So what do you think of Kathleen Kennedy's defense of The Force Awakens? Let us know in the comments.
Thanks for watching. For more news from IGN Now, check out how the stars of Justice League made a public call to release the Snyder Cut, and hear why Christian Bale turned down the chance to do a fourth Batman movie in the Dark Knight series.
And be sure to follow and subscribe for more from IGN.